If you were to choose between these two games, which one would you pick? A game about blowing shit up, fighting for your freedom, liberty, and democracy to obtain cool guns and armors for your Helldiver? Or a game where you have to build a colony, manage it, make sure all of them are happy, well fed, and build homes for them? To be fair, I am having a lot of fun with Mandalords, but to nobody's surprise, most gamers are choosing Helldivers 2. According to research provided by Quantic Foundry, an article by Nick Yee, over the past 9 years, gamers have become less interested in strategic thinking and planning. It doesn't stop with strategy games like Mandalords, however. This stretches to games like Total War, Diablo 4, RimWorlds, and many more. Gamers aren't willing to put in the planning or long-term thinking. Like me, most gamers prefer a game that's something you can pick up and play. Over 67% of gamers today care less about strategic thinking and planning when playing games than the average gamer back in June 2015, according to the research. But why are less gamers interested in games requiring strategy? Well, it could be a number of things. Me, for example, the reason why I don't play strategy games as much, like I played Diablo 4 for about 50 hours, and then after I was like, I'm kind of done with it. Whereas opposed to Helldivers, I've played 200 hours. To be honest, I'm fairly busy, and the world requires me to constantly be progressing and be productive, otherwise society will cause me to fall behind. But according to the research,
there are seemingly related findings in terms of our media consumption habits. For example, over time,
shorter YouTube videos have garnered a higher share of overall views. That's why Shorts, TikTok, and Reels are killing it. Most of us want to the point rather than a long-ass video explaining it. Why do you think this video is condensed? Yeah, sure, I would love to make this video 20-30 minutes talking about the many psychological reasons, but the truth is, I don't have enough of a concrete platform to hold a passerbuyer's attention for that long. There's also the fact that the gaming audience is a lot more broader than it was back in 2015. Gaming is now mainstream, and the average person is most definitely diving into hell with you. And that average person who has a 9-to-5 job also doesn't want to put in 100 plus hours into RimWorld. They don't want to put in the time and thinking to play that game. Another hypothesis the article brings up is, to put it simply, we may be too worn out by social media to think deeply about things. For example, higher engagement with social media is correlated with the lower math and reading scores and poor mental health among teenagers. Of course, again, these findings are correlation, not direct causal evidence. And you have to think too, like, majority of the gamers nowadays, they're very young. The people who have played back in 2015 are either retired from gaming or they don't play as much because they have families, responsibilities. Majority of the kids nowadays, they are jumping into gaming, and they have grown up with social media. They grew up with Vine, they grew up with Musical.ly, they grew up with all these very, very quick to the point social media. I love strategy games, and I still play them to this day. Mandalords was such a fun game. RimWorld's new DLC is amazing. I highly recommend playing strategy games if you have the time. But for some of us, we don't have or want to spare an hour trying to learn to play a game. That's why games like Helldivers, Call of Duty, Fortnite are so popular. They're a pick up and play game. And I don't want to spend an hour trying to learn how to play the game. I just want to pick it up, be able to play it. And you can also argue the fact that, well, the amount of time you can play in Helldivers is the same amount of time you can play with RimWorld. But you have to also think that majority of people love playing multiplayer games. And with multiplayer games comes FOMO. If you see your friend at level 50 and you're only at level 5, then you feel like, well, shit, I have to be playing because my friend is at a higher level and I feel like I should be there with him too. And this is the world that we live in now. The majority of us don't want to spend so many hours learning it. We just want to pick it up and have fun. But yeah, while strategy games and games that require strategy are not being played as much, I have noticed as well that a lot of people who do play these games are very passionate about it, who will take the time to play it. And that's why I highly recommend you give them a shot, just because, just like every other game out there, there are game developers out there who put their heart and soul into these games. And what I've noticed is majority of these strategy games, a lot of developers put their heart and soul into it more than these fast-paced battle pass live service games. So the next time you click on play for Helldivers on Steam, maybe think about picking up Mandalords. Maybe even think about picking up Baldur's Gate 3, because these games, although they're not as popular, they do deserve as much of a chance to play as these live service games. But yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe to the channel. I upload a video every week, and I try to make sure that I cover the latest news or latest trends that are popping up. And this actually came up on my news feed on r/gaming, so decided to pick it up, read about it, and then take my spin on it. But let me know in the comments down below. Are you playing strategy games more than you are playing live service games? Or do you feel like live service games are going to be taking over in the near future? Not that they basically already have. And finally, if you want more content, please go follow my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/rjinthecave. There I try to play as many games as I can. Right now, I'm kind of in a limbo of Helldivers, but hopefully we can find a new game that comes out. But yeah, guys, I'll see you guys next video. Stay safe, stay beautiful. Love y'all.